Hey football fans, stop scrolling for just a sec. We've got the ultimate World Cup 2026 co-host showdown to talk about today. Mexico versus Canada, both defending their home turf, right? Let's dive right into the numbers and see who actually holds the upper hand in today's explainer.
All right, Section 1, the co-host showdown, setting the stakes.
So here's the big question. Which co-host goes further in the 2026 World Cup? I mean, are you backing L3 or are you riding with the Canadian squad? We're going to settle this debate right now. No emotions, no bias, just the cold, hard facts to guide us to the definitive answer.
Moving on to Section 2, Team Mexico's dominance, L Tri's momentum. 2-0. That's the magic number. Mexico delivered an absolutely dominant opening victory over South Africa right out of the gate. And honestly, that's exactly what you want as a tournament host. It establishes dominance, it calms the nerves, and most importantly, it means they're mathematically, safely through to the knockout rounds. They can literally rest players, hide their tactics, and just get mentally prepared for the really deep waters of the tournament.
And it's not just the early qualification. Mexico has an absolutely fierce home crowd advantage. But you know what their real secret weapon is? The Azteca Stadium altitude. Playing in the Azteca is terrifying for visiting teams. The sheer altitude gives opponents absolute nightmares as they literally gasp for breath against a squad that's totally adapted to the air. So they're comfortable, they're terrifying, and they are at home.
Okay, Section 3, Team Canada's challenge, the biggest World Cup ever.
Now over to Canada. Alphonso Davies leads the attack, and he is the undeniable star power for them. This is a young, super dynamic squad with absolutely immense potential, which, gives them a puncher's chance against anyone. But here's the catch. Relying heavily on your star player on home soil means facing massive, almost suffocating pressure. The expectations are just astronomical.
And because of that, Canada's position is highly precarious right now. Their next match is June 24th against the notoriously tough, really disciplined Switzerland team, and the kicker? They must win to advance. Period. Unlike Mexico, Canada's entire tournament life hinges on this single, super high-risk 90-minute clash. That intense pressure of playing on home soil, it quickly transforms from an advantage into a massive burden when it's a do-or-die scenario.
Let's put them side by side. Section 4, head-to-head breakdown, the tale of the tape.
First up, we've got Team Mexico. They're experienced, they're already qualified, and they boast that massive altitude advantage. Stacked up against them is Team Canada, a really young squad relying heavily on home fans, but staring down a high-risk, must-win matchup against Switzerland. Basically, Mexico is operating from a position of strength, while Canada is kind of operating from desperation.
Which brings us to our final prediction. Who wins the battle?
All right, here is the definitive verdict based on the data we just looked at. Mexico goes deeper. Quarterfinals minimum for L3. Mexico just has a completely clear runway here because they handled their business early and because they hold that horrifying advantage of the Aztec altitude, they have a beautifully paved road. The quarterfinals is absolutely the floor for them.
But, unfortunately, every prediction has a flip side. For Canada, the data points to a really tough round of 32 exit. That June 24th must-win against Switzerland is simply too massive of a hurdle for a young team that's bearing the crushing weight of their biggest World Cup ever. The intense pressure just makes an early exit the most probable reality for them.
So there you have it, the complete tactical breakdown of our 2026 co-hosts, Team Mexico or Team Canada. Who do you think goes further? Drop your prediction in the comments right now, and make sure you hit follow so you don't miss our daily World Cup predictions and structured explainers just like this one. Thanks for diving into this with me, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.